March 26th at 7:30 p.m. has been provided in accordance with section 3D of chapter 231 of the public laws of 1975, commonly known as the Sunshine Law. We stand for the pledge. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Muir is absent. Nelson,
Here.
Lindsay,
Here.
Cotton,
Here.
Coletti,
I don't see him.
O'Rodnick,
Here.
Mr. Decker is absent, and Moody.
Here,
Okay.
Okay, I have a motion to open a public comment on the agenda items only.
I make a motion to open the public comment. A second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Not seeing anybody online. Motion to close public comment.
You can motion to close public comment. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Jeff is coming in.
Note that Jeff attended at 7:31. He just joined.
Oh, he just joined, okay, 7:31, thank
Yep.
you.
Jeff, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yes. Okay, we're good.
Perfect.
All right, we just did the call to order and the roll call, okay? I need a motion to accept regular session minutes of February 19th, 2026. No executive session was held.
I make a motion to accept the regular session minutes of February 19th. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
I make a motion to accept the special meeting minutes of March 16th, 2026.
And make a motion to accept
Yeah,
it.
you can-
I'm abstaining.
You can make the motion.
I make a motion to accept it. I'm all abstaining. A second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
I abstain and Mr. Lindsay abstains. Can I have a motion to adopt resolution 2026.32, cancellation of tax billings refund of overpayment for block 8, lot 12.06.
I make that motion. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
I make a motion, I need a motion for to adopt resolution 2026.33, cancellation of tax billings. Veterans deduction of block 37, lot 12.02.
I make that motion. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Excuse me, Deputy Mayor, for the special meeting minutes, I don't think we have enough votes for approving that. Because
If we, oh, because you're saying, I got what you're saying, because
Nelson and Leslie.
Paul Muir's not here,
Paul Muir's not.
so we need to take that.
Table.
Okay. Let the record be known that we're tabling the special meeting minutes to go out of the warrant. Thank you. And where am I at? 33. Thank you. Well, I just did 33. Okay.
I
Okay,
have a question on 33,
okay.
and I'm just wondering, are we doing that 250 per quarter?
That, I don't know.
The only reason I asked that, because I get that as well, I thought that was on here.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, because I saw the address and I was thinking, oh, it's
Well, that's
not.
not me, but I think the 250 is for the legal request, I mean, I think there's probably a full balance, so I'll just check that.
Chris, do you know who would know the answer to that 250 on resolution 33? Yeah,
That would be the tax collector. I believe.
would you prefer we table this resolution?
I just want to get clarification, 250 per quarter on it.
We would have, we would
Yeah,
have
I'm fine,
to,
I did that.
we would have to ask our tax collector.
So, okay.
So what's your preference? I'm okay if you need clarification before we.
I was just gonna get clarification just to make sure, just to make
Okay.
sure everyone that is eligible for that, because that 250 is open to any veteran in the state of New Jersey that's been honorary discharged. So, my original interpretation was, I thought the state said 250 for the year of property taxes, but they now opted to, there was to be changes on it. just need to make sure we get clarification on what better is really good for it. So,
I would say we can still,
maybe so, approve it,
Yeah.
get clarification,
Yeah.
that's fine. we can
yeah,
clarify.
I would say we can approve it for clarification.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we actually have already approved it, so, okay. I need a motion to approve resolution 2026.34, the installation of the concrete slab for the fitness court to World Corporation.
I make a motion. Do a second. A second.
All those, I don't need a roll call for this, do I?
Is that just to award?
Just to award.
I don't believe so, no.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Adopt resolution 2026.35, installation of the adult fitness court. So we have one company doing the slab and the other one doing the actual construction of the court itself to level up retail services. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
I make a motion to adopt resolution 2026.36. This was the affordable housing resolution that was adopted at the special meeting held on March 16th, 2026.
We don't really need to vote on that, it was already done.
Okay.
At the special meeting.
Okay, thank you. Nope, you don't need it. I need a motion to adopt resolution 2026.37, authorizing a shared services agreement with the Port of Alexandria. All those in favor?
Aye.
And I need a motion to adopt resolution 2026.38, salary resolution for this year. Include some of the raises for the township staff.
Second.
Roll call. Ready?
Letty,
Yes.
Cotton,
Yes.
Lindsay,
Yes.
Nelson.
Yes. I make a motion to adopt resolution 2026.40, for the application to the T-Mobile grant, for the municipal endorsement, for their improvements to Heritage Park.
Motion. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Good. Lots of resolutions tonight. I make a motion to pay the bills in the amount of $2,211,864.63. $1,404,248.17 goes to the Bethlehem Township Board of Education. And $702,068.17 goes to North Hunterdon Voorhees District. Can I make a motion to pay the bills?
That motion to pay the bills. The second.
Roll call, please.
Coletti,
Yes.
Cotton,
Yes.
Lindsay,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
and Mr. Muir Jackson. Thank you.
All right, we are supposed to have a special visitor tonight. An exciting project down at Heritage Park regarding planting of some of the trees. He had visited us a couple of years ago. He has his 501c3 up and running. And I unfortunately do not see him here tonight. I'm a little disappointed.
Can we just reschedule for the next meeting?
Let's reschedule unless he manages to get here by the end of the meeting. Yeah, he has for those of you who regularly attend the meetings, he had presented a few years ago getting this nonprofit up and running to replenish the trees. Now, we've got an initiative with the Musconecton Watershed Association, and they're doing a lot of the trees down by the river. He's hoping to do, over the course of a couple of years, 200-300 trees. in Bethlehem Township, and he's already started to mark things out down there. So I will look forward to seeing what he has. Hopefully he gets here. So I guess we'll move on. The report of the municipal engineer tonight, he is excused, but he did send us an emailed copy of that report. On it, there is what he's been talking about for the most part on, Hickory Ridge, sections 1 and 2. We just had the resolutions for the fitness court and the pickleball court. And there is some, updating on the MS4 and floodplain management. If anybody would like a copy of that, we would be happy to send it out to you. Report of public safety officials, there are none in the room tonight, and I do not see anybody online. Oh, we can keep moving. There being no old business, we've got some new business tonight. Another fun one, if you ask me, discussion to hold a rabies clinic. This year on November 7th, 2026, from 12 until 1 p.m. I know last year there was some confusion as to whether it started at 11 versus 12, but it does start at noon. It's an hour, and it's over in the community center. So I need a motion to open that discussion.
I'll make a motion to open that discussion. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any discussion needed? Pretty straightforward.
You gonna help this year?
I am helping. Are you helping?
I may not, I'll send the bikes down, when we had a free HTLS course that weekend. And,
I'm working with
I
that.
can maybe,
I mean, that.
I don't know what the headphone is, but that's fine, I can find out, or change the name. But, yeah, I get to see myself, I had a tentative course for that day,
Okay.
but she'll definitely be happy to show it to her. No offense, you two chit chat, and I just sort of sit back and watch anyway, so.
The animals are fun to watch. Okay, motion to close discussion.
I make a motion to close. Alright.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, it will be held November 7th, 2026, from 12 to 1 p.m. over in the community center. We have an introduction tonight of ordinance number 502.2026 to exceed the municipal budget appropriations limit and establish a cap bank. Motion to introduce.
Make a motion to introduce. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Oh, sorry, we need a roll, no, not yet. Just letting everybody know that a public hearing will be scheduled for April 16th, 2026. Need a motion to, roll call for the introduction.
Coletti,
Yes.
Patton,
Yes.
Lindsay,
Yes.
Nelson.
Yes.
There is absent. Thank you.
Okay, again, April 16th for public comment. Introduction for resolution 2026.39 to introduce our year-to-date 2026 budget. I need a motion to introduce.
I'll make a motion to introduce. Second.
And roll call vote, please.
Coletti,
Yes.
Patton,
Yes.
Lindsay,
Yes.
Nelson.
Yes. I almost said yes for Mr. Lindsay. And again, a public hearing will be scheduled for public comment on April 16th, 2026. And we're on to report of Township Committee.
Yeah, so we've been working with, the municipal court for a agreement, which we finalized. It took a few months to finalize, but Alexandria Township is gonna be moving to this court. It's a 3-year contract. The contract totals $108,720.71. So I think it's a really good opportunity for this municipality. I can tell you, as the current prosecutor in Alexandria Township, not a terribly busy court as it's state police. Although, when the state police do get called, it tends to be an indictable or a domestic or a DUI, something like that. So our prosecutor, Ms. Crest, is gonna have her hands full a little bit with some of the more serious cases that come out of Alexandria. But all in all, we've received, approval from our assignment judge, Judge Rescatello. And there will be an effective merger, moving, all of the matters that are currently venued in the Raritan Sheriff Court to this court on April 15th.
Great.
Yeah, so it's really good. I think it provides a good amount of cash flow
Yeah.
for the workload. So it's really positive, and it took a lot of coordination because, municipal court, moving a municipal is not a simple operation. So there's files, there's pending matters, there's judge appointments, and then there's both the division and the judiciary who has to oversee everything. So we got everything buttoned up.
Nice.
Alexandria last week signed the same contract, so we're ready to go.
Perfect. I'm looking forward to that. Thank you. Thank you for all the hard work. Anything else?
That's all.
All right. Report of Health and Safety Coordinator, Mr. Lindsay.
At this time, nothing, I've been warming up real fast, I'm gonna try to plan on setting up some, we have walking in the park, just to make sure everything looks good and make sure the DPW is right with everything. Well,
Okay.
and that right now, nothing else, will go.
All right. Thank you so much. Report of Finance Coordinator, that's usually Mr. Muir. Myself as the backup. The big thing obviously is the introduction of the budget tonight. And we just said that the public comments on that will be April 16th. And that's all that's pretty much there. Report of Land Use Coordinator, Mr. Coletti.
Nothing to report.
Thank you. And report of governing body members. We'll start with Mr. Cotton.
None to report.
Okay. Mr. Coletti, any further comment tonight? Report?
No.
Mr. Lindsay?
No, just, big shout out to our DPW the other night with the wind and the trees coming down, we had a couple big outages, especially with Charlestown Road. We had several roads closed throughout the night. DPW was able to open a majority of them right before the
Yeah, they-
daytime, so they did a great job getting out there. I know they started at 1 o'clock in the morning, working all the night. So just great job by them. Okay.
Perfect, thank you. You, Mr. Meiser?
Yes.
I will hold off on my updates, and would you like to do your presentation? We're looking forward to it.
Here and there.
Right where you are.
Okay. My name is Richard Meisner. I came to the board about 8 months ago. Wanted to do a project in the park. After 2 years of working, I've got my 501c3 approved, and we're moving forward. Met with the grower and the guy that's going to plant the trees, and we are pretty much at a point where we know what we're going to do. We are looking for the final approval from the board. I need insurance. The biggest thing was I'm kind of funding this project myself. So I wanted to do everything myself, and I don't think I can afford to do that. So I'm going to subcontract everything, from the pruning to the planting to everything. So my threshold of insurance will lower, making it easier. My insurance is only going to be for my volunteers. So basically, we're only covering somebody with a wheelbarrow and mulch and gloves and picking weeds, not pruning, not planting, not anything else. So that's kind of where we're at. I spoke with the mayor, and he's going to hook me up with whoever must connect.
Yeah, their insurance company.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's pretty much where.
Back off of them.
Yeah, and just piggyback off of that, basically. As far as the DPW, I stopped by there the other day. He happened to be a day off, so he wasn't there, but we're gonna coordinate with him as we work through the park. Originally wanted to have a variety of trees and have like a whole different. Okay, basically Phil blew me out of the water and said, no, that's not what we want to do. We want to group the trees together. When you enter the park, we want to start with, okay, let's go 6 rosebud, then we'll go 3 dogwood, then we'll go 6 maple, then we'll go and group the trees together. So instead of having the trees be 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, be 6 of one species, 3 of one, 6 of one, 3 of one, and work our way through the park that way. He said that for the health of the tree, it's a better way to go. That's pretty much it.
So I went down to the park today
Okay.
and I did see where you've marked it out, basically going up the driveway and then kind of make a left and you're going down part of the walking path, correct?
Just trying to get the party started.
So I know that our DPW did express some concern about future maintenance and what they might be required to do, cutting around the trees, and things like that. You said you haven't spoken with him directly yet, correct?
Well, once or twice, but not since we are moving forward.
Yeah, I don't know what the other committee members might think. There's also, maybe we were wondering if the greater need for these types of more native trees that are gonna provide nice canopy, freshen the air. Back where there are all the dead and dying trees, kind of around the back of the park, would that be a better place to
I
start?
think that I want to fill the entire park with trees. And I plan to plant 500 trees in the park. I have approval for 500 trees in the
Correct.
park.
Yep.
And I plan on starting right where those flags are and working my way into the park. And I really, they gotta come around them well. I think that's the cost of doing business. And then I think that it's all about the park and not about them cutting the lawn. And that I'll put the trees wherever they want. But I'm coming 15 feet off of the pavement, which gives them enough space for like not a party, but an event where people can park along the street. And the root system of a tree is the umbrella of the branches. So hopefully these trees are gonna be mature and 30 feet tall, 30 feet wide, 15 feet each way would be their root system. So by being 15 feet off of the road, a root system will not disrupt the macadam.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So kind of, I think I'm gonna hold my ground on that.
Any comments from?
Yeah, and I apologize, being late to the party. Mr. Biden, is there a written plan that talks about the species?
Yeah, there-
The locations and where they go?
Yeah, 30 feet apart. So,
Is it somewhere you have a copy of it?
Yeah,
I've never seen-
no, the mayor was gonna get me a copy of the engineering drawing, which I have, which is like the blueprint. Like we were building a building, you have a blueprint.
Right.
So I did the overview of Skype or whatever, to see the park, and it wasn't something to present. So we kind of need an engineering drawing to actually have a blueprint of the property and then dot where we're gonna put the trees. It will be better, but I'm
Well,
not,
I mean, maintenance is a consideration.
Yeah, it
that has
is
to
a
be
big-
taken into,
Right.
and for the health of the trees, right? So.
well, basically, you wanna be 30 feet apart. And you wanna be at least 15 feet off the paved trail, whether it be the walking trail around the perimeter or the driveway going in. So when they become to maturity, their root system is not gonna interfere with anything. The plan would be to maintain these trees throughout their life. So that's why instead of starting a company and doing the project, I decided to do a 501c3 because that way we would go on forever. Like your grandkids someone's gonna take it over and run with it. And then the next grandkids are gonna go run and it'll be a park forever.
Is that your background? You're an arborist or?
No, I'm a carpenter
Interested?
and just retiring carpenter in Bethlehem Township and decided to do something in my retirement to give back to the community that was so good to me. I mean, my kids grew up here and family and friends, and I said, gee, what am I gonna do to retire? Do something good. give back to the community that's been so good to us.
It's a great project.
And a park is the only place where kids can go for free and play and do, exercising on the playground and walk the trail and so forth. So that's why I decided to take on this project.
No, I think I was saying before you came, I was almost disappointed you weren't gonna, get here tonight.
No, that's fine.
Yeah,
So, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm like,
Okay.
I'm gonna hold my ground as far as I think that the tree should be, when you pull in that park, it should be the entrance to our park. And it should be lined with whatever, they have to cut around it. I mean, if my company has to hire someone to cut around those trees with a little mower, two loops so they don't have to spend extra time cutting along, that's fine. Like, it's all about the
I mean, we
finish.
could take a look at the schematic when it's
I mean, it's
ready.
basic-
I'm happy to have a follow-up meeting as to where we start.
Well, that's why I put the flags there, so you kind of get a
Yeah, no, I
gist of
just,
where we're going.
I don't believe, because, Mr. Cotton wasn't on the committee when this was first presented, so this is all just.
Yeah, I apologize.
That's fine. I also have, pre-approval for Alexandria and Bethlehem and Union. So we're kind of
Right.
like, all three parks are gonna go in the same direction as far as maintenance and planting and so
Yeah.
forth.
No, I would just like to have a follow-up. I would like to see the schematics and have a follow-up meeting, and if that's where they end up going, I just know that where the greatest need in the park is right now, though, and I think it's beautiful the way you lined it out. And with the dogwoods flowering in the spring and everything, it's gonna be a beautiful entranceway to the park. I'm just wondering if in the back of the park where everything is just sort of all the vines have brought everything down and all the trees are pretty much half dead back there, that would be a better place to start replacing trees. But we could certainly
That-
have a
Yeah,
discussion.
that's how I thought too, but, Phil from River Valley Nursery, which is an old timer and a local who has like 100-acre farm in town, said, you want to start in the center of the park and entrance and work your way through. So that's why I decided to start with the entrance, and I would imagine within a year, we would have all those trees planted in the entire park, all 500, and hopefully hire an arborist to go through and prune the area where the vines have taken over and put trees wherever, but stake them out first, and the DPW is in sync with wherever they want to go. I'm not gonna plant anything without their
Right.
consent.
Yeah.
But I mean, you don't want to crowd the soccer field, you want to crowd, where would we go?
Yeah, no, I understand.
So basically, the goal is to be 30 feet apart and 15 feet off the paved trail wherever we can throughout the entire park. And then, the mayor has said he's gonna do a dog park off to the, I guess,
Where
North.
in between where the house is now and the field behind the, what you call it, the playground?
yes,
Yeah, that's where we're.
Somewhere in there.
Could possibly put a dog park in, because the fence is already there.
okay.
So you really would only need to enclose part of that area, so yes. So that would probably be a nice area to also, to get some nicer trees back there than the brush that's
Well,
sitting back there.
Phil had also said that you want to have your fruit trees grouped together for maintenance.
Mhm.
So the deer and whatnot is not gonna have a problem, so I want to put the fruit trees where the dog park, close to the dog park, because it's away from the walking trail. And as far as the volunteers going to, every Saturday I'll have a group of volunteers there picking weeds and picking up fruit so that the deer aren't, whatever. I don't want it to be an eyesore. So
Okay.
that's kind of,
Yeah, well, we can certainly set up a meeting and we can hopefully get moving on this real soon.
okay, is there any way we can not wait for the next meeting and, just?
Yeah, no, it needs to be a township committee meeting. It would just be a meeting with.
The DPW and the mayor?
Correct, yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
trying-
no, you don't
well,
have
just
to.
because like, I
Yeah.
want to try and get the first couple of trees in the ground before the rain comes and God waters our trees instead of us watering our trees.
Okay,
As far as the watering goes and the insurance, I was hoping to coordinate with the township and maybe I could hire or we could hire an employee to water the trees. Or I could sponsor someone to water the trees. Like, again, we're back
Yeah.
to, we're back to the liability of the insurance. And the guy's watering the trees and he falls and he gets hurt watering the trees.
Right, those are the details that we don't need to work out, you know, in a formal meeting. I think we set up a secondary meeting and we meet and we work out how all of that.
Okay.
And I'd be happy.
So,
Easy get hurt or locals comp, then you have to do it.
Yeah, but we can certainly deal with that offline,
okay,
okay? Do you have any questions or anything?
I mean, my other question is, you said this up down to 503C.
yes,
So are you gonna start like a fundraising thing or maybe?
yeah, as soon as we get on board, yeah, trees will be. By the time we buy the tree, put it in the ground, get our, stone with someone's sponsored engraved, it's probably gonna be about $500 a tree to sponsor a tree. That would be actually putting it in the ground. Now, it would have been more like $1,200, but Brian and Phil had said if you don't offer a warranty on the tree, which is what the guy that plants it would do, then it reduces the cost to $500 versus $1,200. And if I'm trying to get 3 neighbors to sponsor a tree, I have a better chance of them splitting a $500 tree versus a $1,200 tree.
Right.
And if a tree dies, and you get someone else to sponsor the tree that passed away. But I think that if we maintenance them properly, plant them at the right time, that our loss is gonna be minimal. And that trees that die are not taken care of. And so that's why I eliminated that factor to lower the cost of the product to move it along, basically.
So, Mr. Marshall, you're saying then there won't be any warranty on the trees?
Absolutely not. You sponsor the tree, we put it in the ground, we maintain it, and if it dies, I get someone else to sponsor it. Or someone that didn't want to sponsor a $500 tree and only gave $20 is in the fund where if that tree dies, then we have enough money to sponsor a new tree. 501c3 by law has to get rid of the money every year. You can't carry money over. So if there's money left over at the end of the year, Brian from River Valley Nursery, we can contract plant for future trees and put deposits on future trees if something happens. But in order to keep the costs down, there's no other way to make it a viable. You know what I mean? You want to make it work. It's not gonna work if you have a warranty. I mean,
Is there signage or more signage for the entrance of the park proposed or planned and throughout the park?
No, we can certainly.
I mean, if you go down to the park, I put flags there because they're not cutting yet. I put, stakes in the ground, laid them out, like I said, 15 feet off of the macadam, 30 feet apart. And that's kind of the plan. And if someone are gonna be 27 feet away because we have drainage or sewer or whatever, then we would adjust. Nothing would be planted until the DPW has.
Outside of the plow down there, that would be the idea of the way.
Well, I just figured the biggest thing was, like I said, the canopy of a tree is gonna be 30 feet. So the root system is the canopy. So we wanna be that far off from the macadam. Then you have people that are gonna pull in for an event, so they're gonna park, so you wanna be that far up the main entrance. Other than that, you wanna be 15 feet off of the walking trail, because the same thing. I mean, I want these trees to grow to maturity and be maintained forever, and not be like, if you go down there right now, there's trees like any park, anywhere. Nothing's maintained. It's a great idea to plant a tree, but if you don't maintain it, it becomes do you ever go to like DC during the cherry blossom and see like perfect trees lined up, lollipops, perfect, groomed, perfect. That's what that park's gonna be. Period. That's it. If you maintain it, it'll be beautiful forever. I mean, you can't just plant something, expect God to take care of it. Like, if you don't maintain it, it doesn't happen.
No, the plan is, like I said, I'd love to see the dogwoods in bloom. It will be beautiful. I think we just need to work out some details and
Logistics.
yeah, and logistics, and we can
So
certainly.
I mean, like we were talking.
And that should be, you know,
I was talking with Brian and Drew from Tamarack Tree Service. He's gonna be the guy that plants. And so you'll be using his insurance. And he had thought that we're better off with the bags that like the state and county kind of uses when they're not around to maintain something. And then that way we can have a schedule where we would just fill the bags and then it would drip into like a bag that goes around the tree. Yeah. Rather than have one person go and say, okay, overboarded, underwatered. And you have a little more control of the
okay,
tree, basically.
thank you, appreciate it.
I have,
Is it open to
I have-
the public?
We're all, you know, I was gonna ask him to hang around, we're almost at public comment anyway. So, I just have my update, the administrator's update, there's no mayor's report tonight, so then we'll have public comment, okay? So would you mind sticking around?
sure, do you have anybody have any questions at all?
I think I'm done.
We're good for now.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, here's some public comment, we'll ask some questions in a minute, so let's just finish up our report and then we're gonna ask some questions.
Okay,
All right.
thank you.
Okay. Okay, we're up to me. I do have a couple of updates tonight. The mayor and I did go to a meeting with JCP&L, the Board of Public Utilities, and there was a representative there from the governor's office to talk about the outages out here, some planned improvements that JCP&L is looking at this area. There were representations from townships in Warren, Morris, and Monterey County there. And our representative, Amy, she gave a presentation along with the representative that handles Morris County. And two key takeaways that from that meeting is obviously trees, since we're talking about trees, is a priority for them, a priority for the majority of the towns out here. They're gonna be stepping up hopefully a little bit more with their tree trimming in the areas out here. Interesting to hear some other towns and what they're doing in certain ordinances that other towns have regarding mandatory removal of at-risk trees, as they could say. Some other ideas that came out of it. I'm glad to hear that JCP&L is actually treating the northwest corner of New Jersey as a priority because they actually have, as we all know, the shore area with the barrier islands, which also go out almost as much as we do, but they're focusing up here first. The other key takeaway that they are looking at improving up here happens to be the length of the circuits. This might mean more to you, because you interact more with them than I do. In terms of, you know, how when a tree comes down, section of town goes out, part of the town comes, you know, part of it comes back up as they reroute. They're looking to shorten and kind of shrink those circuitry so that when a tree comes down and certain areas come back up, it's a smaller area that remains out. So they're looking to improve that type of infrastructure. Be great if they could do it. Obviously, we're gonna have bad storms and we're gonna go out from time to time, but if they can continue to mitigate it, I think that would be great. Briefly, the meeting didn't focus on this, but since the Board of Public Utilities was there were a few questions regarding rates, you know, current utility rates in the state. Because like I said, the governor's office was there too, but they didn't really provide any detail around that. It was pretty much just the township saying, you know, you gotta do something about it. So that was the key takeaways from that meeting. It was very nice to actually meet some of these people in person that, you know, we always talk about on the community bulletin board. The other thing is for me, Jen and I have a meeting, and Jeff, if you would like to join, if you're around, because I may not be able to make it, there's a long shot I can't get here, 10:30 AM on Monday in this room, to go over an on-site visit with the company that is improving the audio visuals in here. So they're coming on site.
I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, I mean, if you can't, you can't, I understand. I'm gonna try and get there. I I'm kind of busy at work, so hopefully I'll be able to sneak away, but we'll see. But that meeting is definitely gonna happen in this room on Monday morning.
Okay.
Then I have one contract for executive session. And that's it. Report of Township Administrator?
I just have the furnaces were serviced today, so that was their annual maintenance. I am hoping, there wasn't anything crazy found, that there was an issue. I know for the summer, we've been having issues with the air, but usually the heat, I think, has been pretty good. So, I didn't hear anything bad about the service today. And then I have one executive personnel.
Okay. Thank you very much. There being no further report of mayor tonight, we'll open up for public comment.
Make a motion to open public comment.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Perfect.
Barbara Coburn, 507 Charlestown Road. I agree with Judy that the area that needs more replanting of trees is the path, is the boulevard going down towards the non-existing bridge. But the ashes died and fell, and most of the trees remaining, I noticed they're black walnuts, which reject a lot of other trees. You have to have compatibility with the black.
There's one dog.
So those are the only trees that are left are actually black walnuts. That's one call.
Thank you. Any other?
Ben Hubscher, 27 Thomas Road. I got a question regarding the T-Mobile grant application. What is T-Mobile's stake in that? What do they get in return for the grant?
They are just sponsoring, basically improvements in communities. I would imagine they would want their logo put on it, because we got the initial grant from Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield to do the fitness sport. Obviously, you know what their stake in it is, and they are gonna have a small logo. T-Mobile does have, a similar initiative for health. I know a lot of companies nowadays, especially Fortune 500 companies, have a lot of health initiatives. I work for Fortune 500 company, and we have a lot. So I would imagine there might be a little bit of, advertising involved. I don't have exactly what their stake in it is, but I am happy to go after whatever grant money is available for improvements to Heritage Park.
If that grant is accepted, will the contract, like the terms of what T-Mobile will want, will that become public?
Yes.
Okay. And then I have another question. I didn't see the budget printed on the table there. Where could I find a copy of that?
It's right there.
The 39?
The large, towards the back of the table. It's a
Yeah, it's a black clip on it.
That's the budget, yeah.
Okay. And then one final thing, I saw on the bills list, 850 for animal control. Is that in regards to what we just had him talk about the last meeting? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's all I've got.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. I don't see anybody online. Okay, make a motion to close public comment.
Motion to close public comment.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we will be going into executive session on one contract and one personnel. No action will be taken. That's it.
Do you want me to stay on, Judy, or do I go?
Yes, because, yes, and who would need to keep open because Jen needs to stay on as well.
Okay.
It's